What's up, my friends? I've got a basket full of questions, so let's pull one and get to it. I am shy and don't have a lot of confidence. How can I work on changing that? Okay, I wonder if shyness and confidence are possibly two separate questions. So let's talk about confidence first. I think that sometimes you do just have to fake it till you make it. I know when I started in the classroom, I was terrified, or, the courtroom, or whatever some of those settings were that I experienced for the first time. Oh my gosh, I was, yeah, all of the things, the heart beating a million miles an hour, and the fear that I won't know what to say or that I'll mess up. And so, all of us, even those of us who maybe appear very confident, oftentimes in the world, we're maybe not so much so. So start with a reminder there that everybody else who seems so confident, sometimes a lot of it is an act. But I say fake it till you make it because over time in any of those settings, as I've done them more and more, I've just become more confident. The same is true in terms of talking to a camera. If you look back at some of my earlier videos, I was like, this is so weird and I don't know what I'm doing, and it feels very robotic and performative. And I won't say that it's 100% natural yet, but it's continuing to become more natural the more that I do it. So fake it till you make it and practice, right? Keep putting yourself in those situations where you lack confidence and they will become more natural. If you never do that though, then they kind of get built up in your head, and then you're kind of, preparing for something that you don't get any practice doing. And then when you do actually do it, the stakes seem even monumentally higher, right? So if you've got to give a speech or something, you need confidence. Well, practice giving tons of speeches first, just keep doing it and it'll become more natural. I think that's the easiest and the best way to build confidence in any particular arena. It also really helps to let go of this idea that you need to defend yourself, explain yourself, or prove yourself. If you get to a place where you just kind of like yourself, then, you can bring that non-attachment to the exchange, which is like, hey, I'm just doing this, and what other people think isn't so important. Obviously, none of us get over that entirely, but it can become less important. You just say, hey, I know who I am, I know what I like, and this thing, the stakes aren't as high as they probably appear in my head, because the stakes are almost never as high as they appear in our head. Shyness, on the other hand, so to me, I see this as a little bit different. This is more of a communication thing. And if you don't know what to say around people, I think that's perfectly normal. One thing that you can do is ask questions. Most people like talking about themselves. Most people like it a lot, it turns out. So if you're not really sure what to say in a given situation, you can always turn to asking questions. That will get people talking, and that'll immediately start to establish a connection between you and them. So yeah, rather than feeling like, I've got to bring something interesting to every equation, or putting so much pressure on yourself, it's okay to listen. It's okay to be quiet. Not everybody needs to be talking all the time. In fact, I feel like most people could probably talk less because oftentimes we have words and not communication. That's my perspective. I know that's not everybody's. But yeah, so first of all, cut yourself some slack. Like if you're quiet and you're a good listener, like you're adding a lot to the room. You don't need to be talking more. But if you're trying to find ways, to find your in, again, I'll say maybe just asking some questions will be one way to get that ball rolling. I know if I'm doing a presentation or I'm in front of a class or whatever, it's the same thing. I ask questions, I get participation, I get people raising their hand, and then I'm immediately comfortable. If I'm just like, I'm on the spot and here I go and I'm going to say all the things, like I think that's uncomfortable for a lot of us. So forgive yourself if that's you. Perfectly normal. But I wish you the best of luck, slowly becoming more confident and more, communicative. But knowing, of course, that you're just fine the way you are, and these external pressures to be a certain way, they're just that. They're arbitrary convention. You don't necessarily need to change, but if you choose to change, perhaps those steps will put you on that path. Thank you so much for asking. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and I will see you back here next time.